All right, here's a short Qigong practice I'd like to share with you. And let's start by putting our palms one over the other at the lower abdomen, just below the navel. And straighten the spine, relax, and just for a moment, empty the mind in the sense that you just forget about today and other concerns, other thoughts that are going through your mind. Just for a moment, we pause and have a little empty state before we start. And this is a practice we do between movements. So we take a pause and we breathe in slow and breathe out slowly, thinking of the breath going down to the abdomen. Slowly, you're breathing in, the diaphragm fills up, and then 1, 2, 3 seconds out. So take a moment before we practice. And let's just do a little swinging of the arms just to loosen up. So all we have to do is let the arms swing like noodles. We turn at the waist, the hips stay straight, and we turn at the waist. Just loosening up the arms. Okay, good. Now bring the arms up, and we're going to turn, and we're going to look at the raised back heel. So this heel lifts up and we turn. Turn. And again, take a moment to relax. Breathing in, breathing out. Slow, long, thin, deep, soft breath. Okay, now let's begin swimming like a butterfly. Bring the palms out, sink down, and rise. Sink down, and rise. So the arms turn from the elbows and you sink down. They come back toward the armpit, they come back and then forward. See how the hand is turned? That's sweeping the chi with the back of the hand. Okay, and then it turns, sink down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, good. Now, reverse direction. As you rise, the hands come forward. They turn at the elbow, and it's like you're sweeping the chi field, I call it. And then they curl toward the armpit. You don't want to tighten the shoulder, but you want to go close to the armpit. So they come around, curl, and as it comes through, you go down. The hands turn at the elbow. So not the wrist, but the elbow. Rise and down. Breathe out. And relax. It's important when you move the arm Don't just think of the arm moving, but the shoulder and the shoulder blade moving it. Boy, we're stimulating all these meridians when they come up. So it's a little different if you use your shoulder blade and shoulders to move the arm. So next I'd like to do 2 hands hold the feet. And these are the outer leg meridians, the yang meridians. Running the hands along them is called dredging. So we press the hands into the side of the buttocks, down the legs, and we bend forward. Then we sweep around the feet. That gathers the earth chi. So the hands are magnetizing the earth chi. Then you bring it up the inner leg meridians, the kidney meridians. And as they come up, you're bending down and the hips come forward. Okay, so we're here, and then the back of the palms together, and the arms open shoulder width apart, and the fingers point downward toward the head. Okay? And we're leaning back with the hips forward. Then it's as if the hands are diving through the central channel, the top of the head, as we roll forward, coming down the center of the body. So this is using the hands as a tool to move through the body. Then we dredge around part of the belt route, using the hands from the navel to the sides and continue down. When we go down, we make a release of a sound. Okay, so that releases a lot when you move and make a sound. It's kind of like when you get out of a chair, sometimes, or people make little sounds when they move, but that actually helps to open up the joints and release something. So make a little sound. And then roll forward, then you make a sound above. Shoulder width, pointing in, and then down, diving in, around the belt route, down the sides of the legs. And diving down around the belt route. And once again, diving down, dredging around the belt route, down the legs, around the feet, up the inner legs, hips roll forward, chin back, and then diving down, and circle, store. So that was called 2 hands hold the feet. This is called 2 hands hold the sky. So I'd like you to step wider apart in horse stance. So Mabu, horse stance, the knees are bent and the hips are forward. And a good way to practice it is not to think of bending the knees as much as collapsing the abdomen in. So you're not putting the weight on the knees as much, and your feet rest with the heels firmly in the ground, toes gripped, and that is horse stance. So at least wider than shoulders, knees just slightly bent, not more than tracing over the toes. And we're going to go and we're going to bend down and we're going to clap. Okay? We come down, clap. Look at the hands and interlace the fingers, and then you come up, heels off the ground, and then the hands sweep down, scoop. So here we're looking at the hands peripherally, and they come forward. Now we're looking at the hands focused. They turn, and then they flip around, again from the shoulder, and clap, interlace, up and down. and relax. Now we're going to do waving head and tail, and again in horse stance. Feet wider than shoulders, knees a little bent, hips forward. And what I want to do first is I'd like you to learn how to shift the weight left and right. So shifting the weight left and right doesn't mean this. It's actually a turn, a slight turn of the body, and a turn. And while we turn, the knee traces over the toe. Okay, so it traces over the toe here, then we come up and down, up and down. So that's the first part of it. The second part is once the knee is tracing over the toe, we turn the body and we look at the weighted heel. We come up and then down, turn and look at the weighted heel. Now, as I turn, I don't want to move the knee. I want this part to be steady, and I want most of my weight to be on this foot, almost so I can lift up the other foot. And then I turn and look at the weighted heel. Turn, look at the weighted heel. Okay, so once you get this, you can turn the waist, and you don't put a strain on your knee. And if it's hurting the knee, don't bend it too far. Definitely not beyond the toe, but just bend it a little and turn, bend it a little and turn. And if you can't look at the weighted heel, go as far as you can. Now the next part of this is we take our hand, and as we turn, the hand just moves in a half circle. Okay? So mostly shifting the weight is moving my hand. I might move it a little bit to complete the half circle. And it's as if this hand is pressing something, so I flex a little. That's the secret I have for kind of exciting the chi and feeling it. I go a little flex of the palm. Okay, and the fingertips are like pressing and feeling something, but it's not no tension. And we turn, and then we drop the arm. Okay, so when we drop it, it's just the shoulders relaxed. And now we're going to press. You'll see a lot of pressing and pulling Tai Chi and Qigong. And again, I shift the weight and it does most of the pressing. I just turn it a little more here. Again, like a flex. Then I do it with the other side. I turn, drop, and press. Now, the hand that is not being used comes into a bird's tail. So that's like putting this into a acupuncture point into the middle lower back. That's the Mingmen point opposite the navel. So you put the bird's tail into that point. So you're concentrating the energy you gather. And it's opposite the navel on the lower back. And so when my hand is going here, this hand is in the back. Okay? And after I've done it one time, I drop my hands, I turn. Now this is going into the bird's tail and the Mingmen, and I shift the weight here. Drop the elbow like you're shot putting, shift the weight here. See, if you can do this full turn without any strain on the knees, it's great. I'm here, I've shifted the weight back, I'm shifting the weight and turning. And remember, the hands are magnetizing the chi. And the passive hand is receiving the chi into the Mingmen point. That's the door of life, the kidneys. So it's charging up your energy. And take a moment to relax. Okay, this is separating the clouds. So we simply are gathering down again with our hands. So that's like gathering the field of the earth energy. You bring it up like water, and then the hands turn and they push straight up. So it's like a roll and a press up. And then again, a little flex of the arms, down and sweep. Breathing in, breathing out. And think of the hands as gathering energy, magnetizing. Breathing in, breathing out. And relax. It's amazing when the hands sweep. They clear your field just through the power of your hands. You're clearing your field. You're gathering all that chi, moving it up through the body and sweeping. This is Qigong, so Qigong is learning to have ability with chi. So we're not just doing movements, we're actually gathering energy, magnetizing it. Now once again, let's come into horse stance, a little bit wider than the shoulders. We want to be stimulating our feet and our legs also in Qigong. All the meridians coming in through the feet are the channels coming up through the feet and legs. We want those to be moved as well, not just the upper body. So you get a little bit from bending the waist forward, getting that energy flowing there. And we're going to do wave hands like clouds. So again, I want to do this shifting of the weight. Okay, turning, rise up, rise down, shift the weight, turn. And as you turn, this hand is going to just go down in a quarter circle, and then it's going to come up and like splash the face. So try to minimize the movement and just use the elbow. Keep the shoulder relaxed down, and it comes up. And when it's up here, it turns. The other hand is coming up at the same time to switch. So you have this happening. Well, while I'm pushing to this side, my weight's shifted to the opposite, and this hand comes up. And then I just leave the hands where they are. I turn my waist. I flip. See the hands flip? And now this one comes down, and this one comes up. And then I turn, and they flip. Now you have the lower hand. It's passive, but it's very powerful. It's like the negative current connecting to the earth. So make sure that hand is not just like this, but it's actually receiving the earth chi. Okay, the more yin chi. And this is receiving the yang chi. Okay, so you have the two forces, yin and yang, coming together, and you're magnetizing them. Look at the hands, move them slow and deliberate, but not too much. Just as much as needed here, and then just leave them be as you turn, flip, and you can breathe in to the left, breathe out to the right. Gentle transitions, gently turning, nothing abrupt. And then just relax. Wave hands like clouds. Now it's important, I believe, to turn the body fully left and right because perhaps it drains a lot of the lymph glands, the turning. So that might be why some of the statements say the expeller of 7 diseases and so on. So for example, turn and look at the moon. We turn back and you can see the neck is stretched, this whole side of the body, so we get some drainage. The hips turn. Here we turn the hip completely and this hand comes up and this comes here. And you're looking completely behind you and then down to the center. Breathe in, turn, and then down to the center. And breathe in. And if you can get the weight shifting practice, you can shift the weight as you go to either side. Breathe in for a moment. Breathe out. Breathe out to the center. Breathe in to either side. And relax. Now let's do push away the waves. So bring one foot forward and press as you breathe out. The hands turn. Pulling in, press. I'm shifting the weight, but I'm not shifting the upper body. The upper body stays still. And just the legs move. And again, I don't go too far, about here. I press, relax the palms, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now switch to the other side. And relax. And let's do a closing form. So the arms rise from the shoulder blades. Breathing in. And continue breathing in, the hands come up. It's like you're holding a ball over your head and then pushing down through the body, down to the abdomen. So they come up from the shoulders, they're magnetizing, then they flip, turning the whole arm, not just the wrist, but the whole arm, and then gathering up, and then down. Breathing in, and breathing out. So this is Di Qi, Earth Qi, gathering Earth Qi. This is Tian Qi, heaven chi, gathering heaven chi. So you have yin and yang energies gathered together into a ball. You take those two yin and yang energies, heaven and earth, and you bring it down through the head, Bai Wei, and then Zhongbai, the central channel, and then Chen down, Shadantian, abdomen. So it's Di Qi, Tian Qi, Qi Bai Wei, Qi Zhongbai, Qi Chen, Shadantian, and circle and store. Thank you.